for it, we may have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond and wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too. But we read the book anyway, over and again. Giving is first and every time, hand to hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You give me blue, I give you yellow. Together we are simple green. You gave me what you did not have. I gave you what I had to give. Together we made something greater from the difference. Let us give to ourselves today, and together our giving will create something greater.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom. Go ahead, please take your seats. Gordon, you have our Rotary Minute for the day.
Yes, I do. Yesterday, my first day back at work, I received 2 requests for some guitars for the troops, and I brought one with me, and I thought you'd like to hear it. It was a request by Brooke Brzezinski, which I'm assuming is a wife. She is living at Fort Hood, Texas, and she requested a guitar for her husband, apparently, and it says, hope, and the message that she wanted is, hope this helps bring your deployment and with your PTSD. The gentleman's name is Greg Brzezinski. He's in the Army. He's presently deployed in Afghanistan. And one of the requests that we have on there is, it says, are you active duty? And he says, yes. Any disability? Purple Heart.
Great, thank you. So I want to thank everyone who's here that comes to help set up. We have David Livingston, I saw him here early. Rob Johnston was doing our greeting. We do need someone to help and take down, if anyone could volunteer for that, or multiple people so it goes really quickly. Tom, thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for the pledge. Kent, and of course the people that do Blue Marble and Happy Bucks. I've got John McCarty doing Blue Marble.
Trip took it away from me.
Oh, well. Well, then maybe you're supposed to do Happy Bucks if Trips do. Are you trading jobs?
I'll do Happy Bucks.
You want to do Happy Bucks? Awesome. Great. So just thank you, everyone, for coming, for helping out. This does not run without you guys. So we do have a visiting Rotarian, Jim from the Aurora Club. Say hi, Jim. He's been here before. Welcome. It's good to see another Rotarian, so thank you. We do have a couple of guests today. We have Diana's granddaughters.
Yes, many of you have probably met them before. These are my grandbabies that I always speak about. I'm going to have them introduce themselves, okay?
Hello, my name.
Loud. Talk loud.
Hello, my name is Samaya Turner, and I'm Diana's granddaughter. Hello, my name is Bria Turner, and I'm Diana's granddaughter.
All right. And congratulations to your acceptance into the school, both of you. Nice job. And we also have a guest, Matt McLaurin. Is that correct? Do you want to say anything? Get up.
Hello, I'm a guest of Rob, who's up grabbing his dinner there. So Rob and I were part of the Rotary Evergreen Club there, and have both moved down the hill. So I'm kind of trying to figure out where I want to land here. So
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome. And enjoy the breakfast. All right, so we have a couple of birthdays to celebrate. Patrick McGuire has been on leave for a while, but his is the 11th. And then we have on the 14th, Andrea Tagtow. So if you see her, if anyone is at the board meeting tomorrow, you can see her there and wish her a happy birthday. I don't have any other anniversaries or birthdays.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
And I have very small amount of business. So first of all, I know that we had a food collection that I completely missed because I had a a death in the family. But Karen, do you want to let us know how that went?
Well, we had a beautiful day for a food drive, March 7th. Who knew, right?
Right.
When I picked that date, I was like, oh, well, that's going to be a disaster. But it wasn't. It was a beautiful day. And I think that worked against us a little bit because there wasn't as much foot traffic into the store. But we still got like 85% of what we normally collect, as well as $92. And so we had a really good turnout. And I want to thank our volunteers, Vern Hansen, John Peterson, John Bellum, Karen Berry, Doug Hanna for 2 shifts, Mary Alice and Charlie, and for everybody turning out that day. And it was just.
And those that didn't.
But we didn't. As it turns out, the 9 to 10 shift was very quiet. That's when people weren't showing up. So. It worked out good.
Okay, and then the only other thing I have down is, Deb, do you want to talk about the avalanche for March 21st?
Yeah, I totally apologize. My mom has been in and out of the hospital the last 3 weeks. But there's going to be, we can go to an avalanche game, good seats, March 21st, and it would be a 7 o'clock game. Can I just have a raise of hands? I know people are pretty tentative about going out in crowds these days. And we have to have at least 10 people to go to make this work. So can I see a show of hands of people who might be interested? Gordon, can you write down people? And just put up if you've got 2 or... Okay, so Karen. And keep your hands up so Gordon can take tally. And how many people, Karen? Okay.
Two and a half.
So I'll go ahead and pursue this with Will today if we have at least 10 people, and if not, we will just make it for another time.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. So that's all the business I have. Does anyone have any business updates on any projects that we've been doing? Or Ann, you have something?
I printed out a opportunity to celebrate St. Patty's Day. And this is just a FYI. It's not a social. It's going to be at the Lone Tree Golf Course. And we're also in the future, not too far in future, but we're going to be going to, we've got on April 19th, we're going to be going to the South Suburban Golf Course for after church or after Sunday activities buffet. That one is the one at South Suburban is only $15, and I went this last week and it was pretty good. So keep that in mind. We do have an April social. It's unfortunate the March ones are sort of falling by the wayside, but so keep it in mind if you want something on a Sunday for lunch.
Okay. Thank you, Ann. So if we don't have any other business, do we have travel gifts? Oh, you have a business, Tom?
Just real quick, I wanted to thank everyone who came to the meeting last week. Those of you that were there, the breakfast served by the hospitality students did not materialize, so I apologize for anyone that left hungry, but the school district was gracious in accommodating us. And I just wanted to bring to your attention, if you didn't have a chance to do the tour or didn't have a chance to go to the event, they do have public tours this month, tonight from 5 to 7. Thursday, March 26th from 5 to 7, and Tuesday, March 31st from 5 to 7. So it's well worth the time to tour the campus. Thanks.
Great. Roxy, did you have some business update?
No, I have a travel gift. Are
Okay.
we ready for travel gift?
Sure. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, I went to Jamaica, and The humorous things about Jamaica is everyone wants you to smoke marijuana, and you're like, we already live where you can have marijuana. This isn't a marijuana vacation for us. We were offered marijuana, I think, within 5 minutes after we got to our hotel. But at any rate, the other thing is the kind of travel gifts to bring back are, what do I want to say? I mean, how many carved wooden Bob Marley faces do you need for your wall? Anyway, I didn't bring back one of those, so anyone who really wanted one of those is going to be disappointed. But what I did bring back is a eclectic little group of things. For the people who are the sock people, we have Jamaica socks. One of the few pairs without a marijuana leaf. They do a lot of really cool wood carvings, so we have a really cool starfish. One of my favorite things is we have a trivet, and it's of people in a bus, so it's a really cool trivet. And then we have what is one of the things that Jamaica is known for is we have Blue Mountain coffee. So we have coffee beans. So what I might suggest is these expire in January of 2021. So I didn't know if you wanted to do a spot auction of these so people could actually use them while they're fresh.
Good
And they're
idea.
beans, so you can grind them. So they're going to be fresh when you prepare them.
That's the end of their life.
Do we have any other travel gifts? Deb?
Yeah, Gordon and I have a travel gift, but also I just wanted to share something with you. When I went down to help out with Water Rico, there was a family that helped us and did a great deal. I mean, we couldn't have done as much as we did without this family. And their kid was about, I don't know, 15, 16, something like that. And he was so excited. He sent me a whole bunch of pictures of what he loved to take, and he loves to take them of flowers and of the water and stuff. So I took one of his pictures and I made a pillow for him.
Aww.
And so it's an orchid and it's got a little bee coming up to it. So I did this in needlepoint, and I'm going to send it on to the family and say thank you for all their help.
Great idea.
As she mentioned, we were gone last week. I had a friend in L.A., in Hollywood actually, who passed away. And it's interesting as our brochure today is about Paris and so on. He was from Paris and an avid antique collector. He was a caterer to the stars in Beverly Hills, which was an interesting job. But he had very interesting interests, I should put it that way, and collected a lot of antiques, which we had to go through all the storage lockers and find what he had and get rid of it. We brought back, because of that, an antique. So we thought we would present it to you. Anyway, it's kind of quaint. It would be perfect for a modern living room. But anyway, that was just a reminder of what we did over the weekend. Is there anything else I needed to mention? I think that should do it. Speaking of antiques, this Saturday at the Bemis Library, if you know where that is in Littleton, I'm putting on a concert with a friend of mine from the Gateway Club in Aurora at 2 o'clock, in case you'd like to stop by. It's free. And we wash our hands before we play, so, okay.
Oh, it's good. It's always a good thing. Do we have any other travel? Karen?
I don't have a travel gift, but I wanted to, I forgot to mention that for our food drive, we had brand new signs that are our own signs, and Tim made those signs for us, which are much better than those gigantic signs that we had to deal with before. And so I had rigged some bread ties to affix those signs to the side of the cart, right? So John Peterson, in true John Peterson fashion, saw a problem and he saw a solution. So he after his shift was over, he came back with some carabiners, and now we have carabiners to affix those to. And then the other thing, so thank you, John, for that. The other thing was I just wanted to mention that our next food drive is June 6th. So it's not on the calendar yet, but at
That's
some
my
point it will.
birthday and Barb Medina's birthday, so
Okay, well,
we should have a
cool.
big party and go
we'll
collect food.
We'll have a party.
Awesome, thank you. Any other updates or travel gifts? No? Okay. Happy Bucks. So, John McCarty, do you want to do Happy Bucks?
I do.
Took your job?
I said that once before. It got me in a lot of trouble. I have a dollar here for my granddaughter in Fargo who won the all-round competition in gymnastics at a meet in West North Dakota on Saturday. For the level 3, she was all-round, won first in the 3 categories and second in the 4th category. So one for her. Who's got dollars out over here? Mary Alice.
My first one, I have two. The first one is for Ken Hope, who was our speaker at Primetimers yesterday and did an awesome job. No more comparisons with other programs. I got in trouble for that the last time. And the second one, did you get both? Okay. The second one is just because it's Tuesday and I'm happy to be here. And also, I have to stick in one for Tom Gross for the program last week. It was amazing.
So you're giving me one more? Okay. Karen? No? Okay. Trip?
John, over here.
Oh, John Peterson,
John.
JP, behind me.
This is another dollar for your granddaughter. $1 was cheap. She deserves 2.
Well, the state meet's coming up a week from Saturday, so we're going to Fargo.
All right. In all fairness, isn't she the only person in Dakota that does gymnastics? But my dollar is for our guest. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Okay, over here.
I've got 2. One is for this wonderful weather we've been having. I have been enjoying it tremendously. The second is for my son Andrew, who's in the Army Reserves and is basic training. So he's doing his last challenge this week. It's called the Forge, and it's a multi-day field training session where they camp out 10 miles or whatever, and then they have to do stuff, for several days and get woke up in the middle of the night to dig trenches and all that kind of fun stuff. Unfortunately, we just got word yesterday that they canceled Family Day, which was the day before graduation because of the coronavirus stuff. And with graduation, they're only doing the ceremony if they can do it outside. So if the weather's bad, they're not going to have the graduation ceremony. And we were supposed to be able to take him off base after graduation, but we're not going to be able to do that. So he'll just get ready to move on to his individualized training in Fort Gordon. So, oh well. But good luck that he's doing well right now. So,
David.
Here's 2. One is a thank you to Tom for setting up last week's program, and the other is it was great to see Cherry Creek's Innovation Campus.
Tom.
This is for our speakers. We've been going back and forth to get them out here today, so looking forward to their presentation.
I've got a happy 5. As I said, my mom has been in and out of the hospital, and she practically died twice. So it's been really kind of touch and go. I think yesterday they finally figured out what she has. It's an infection in her colon called C. diff, and it's very, very ugly. But she's doing better. At least they finally found a diagnosis for her. Also, I was happy that Gordon and I went to Pets, and we had a booth there for Guitars for the Troops, and it was very, very well received by other groups. I'm writing a grant right now, and I've got participation from about 7 or 8 other clubs.
Good. Rob.
Thank you. I have 2 from last week, and one for my friend and guest, Matt McLaren. Thanks so much for coming.
Welcome, Matt. Vern.
I'm just happy.
Ken.
I have two. One's for my good friend Jim Creer. It's always glad to see you. And the other one is for these two lovely young ladies back here, Diana Hall's granddaughters. They're 11-year-old twins. And I'll tell you what, the boys are going to be knocking at the door pretty quick. Welcome.
Anything like this campus is just
Randy.
My one is for about 2 weeks ago, I did come down with the real flu. And so I'm really happy it wasn't coronavirus. But I did drink a lot of Corona just to try to prevent that. That does not work. But anyway, I'm just happy to be back.
Roxy? Got one right there in front of you.
I have two. First one is for my mom. My mom unfortunately fell again and broke her other hip. But she is cheerful and in good spirits, and I hope this week gets to go back to her retirement community. And the other one was in Jamaica. I did have a really nice time with my daughter. And the vacation was supposed to be all relaxation, and we did. We had massages. We hung out at the spa the whole time. Never got sunburned. And then I couldn't stand it anymore. And so Thursday we went ziplining, which is one of those things. It's off my bucket list. It's not coming back on.
Over here, Greg.
I'm kind of afraid to touch his microphone after Randy touched it.
Well, that's just normal, isn't it?
But I have a belated dollar happy buck. Several weeks ago, I had the pleasure of going skiing with our Rotary member, John McCarty, and he and his brother ran me ragged. So we had a great time.
I think it was the other way around.
I have one. It's an apology buck. I have to leave early again today.
So I have two more. One's shared with David. John, would you stand up, please? In case anybody's sleeping or, not quite awake, just take a look at John, his shoes or his shirt. I don't know which one would wake you up more. The other one, I forgot. So I was finally able to find toilet paper yesterday. I've been to Costco several times. They're totally out. Even my grocery store is totally out of toilet paper, Kleenex, paper towels. And I'm good on Kleenex and paper towels for the moment, but we were in need of toilet paper. Finally found some yesterday. Yay.
Okay, here we go.
This is my dollar that I was told to give, so I'm very happy today.
Jim, our guest.
I'm just thankful for the conviviality between Rotary clubs, and thank you all for your hospitality.
Thank you, Jim. You want to? No. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Catherine? I don't, but we'll figure one out.
So I am happy because, as you can see, there are no crutches, no brace, nothing. So I got the okay to walk on Thursday. And just an FYI, Karen, if you need toilet paper, I've got about 25 rolls in my house that I'm willing to sell at a right price. Just saying.
Okay, did I miss anybody? Oh, Cheryl.
I have two happy bucks, and the first one is for Tom. Thanks so much for setting up that incredible program at Cherry Creek Innovation Campus. It was great. And then for our two speakers, Oliver and Brian. Thank you for coming.
Then I will need an IOU.
Catherine's got the IOU.
Perfect. So, thank you. So I have 5. One is an apology buck because I did miss a food collection. As I said, we had a death in the family, and so we had some stuff going on, and I had to get my mom to the airport Saturday morning, and then I just completely forgot. So I apologize. And then just thankful for our guests, your granddaughters, Matt, Jim, our speakers, everyone for being here. Thank you for just being you guys. I really appreciate everything that you guys do in the community and just who you are in general overall. So thank you. So with that, now that I have all the money I need for breakfast today, let's go ahead and move into our speaker presentation. Cheryl, do you want to go ahead and introduce them?
I'd be happy to introduce our two guests. Wyatt is not here. He sent two people to fill in for him, which I appreciate. And they are both with clear results. However, they are on loan, I guess. They'll tell you more how that works at Xcel Energy. And I will begin with Oliver Cunningham, and he is the program consultant for Xcel Energy in their instant rebate program. I'd like to know how that's going to work here. I want an instant rebate, please. And with over 8 years of experience in trade partnerships. And he was born and raised in Colorado, and then went off to a small little tiny college in Maine, where he majored in 3 different areas of study: Spanish as one, and environmental sciences as another one, and political science, was it? An overachiever, as he said. And so now he is, and then he went on was in the Peace Corps in Guatemala for 2 years. And then Brian Sturr, he is a Colorado native as well, went off to Minnesota St. Thomas College, and then came back and finished up at Regis with a degree in environmental sciences. And he is working as a program specialist for Xcel Energy multi-family buildings program, so we'll hear more about that as well. And he has over 4 years of professional experience in energy consulting, in solar design, and government innovation. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to try and not make the mic make very loud noises. I apologize for that. Hi, I'm Oliver. This is my colleague Brian. Thank you all so much for having us today. It's a pleasure to be here among you, and awesome to see the work that you're doing in your communities, and we really appreciate that. Just a heads up, we did wash our hands before presenting as well, so should be all good. And I'll let Brian kick us off.
Yeah, absolutely. Can everyone hear us in the back? Haven't used one of these in a while. Let's see. Once we get this guy going up here. So we want to talk about our residential and business programs and how they apply to you guys and exactly how they can be effective in your guys' community. And we'll go to this guy. We want to start by kind of outlining some of the Xcel Energy goals that really drive these programs and make it possible. There's a partnership with the Public Utilities Commission. Xcel Energy is a leader in the forefront in this industry, making sure that these programs are available to all. And so we've set forward some pretty lofty goals which really drive the program and drive the participation in it. And so by 2030, we want to be 80% completely carbon or 80% carbon free, and then by 2050, we want to be 100% carbon free. And along these lines, our company, Clear Result, we work to implement all the programs that we're going to be speaking about, and this has really allowed Xcel to enhance the customer experience, make sure that everybody gets the attention they deserve, whether you're a business customer, a residential customer, or a community that's holding events like this and want to just promote education awareness. And so our programs are specifically tailored to make sure that our environment works for you, not the other way around, so that people don't have to move around and find ways to be comfortable, find other ways to be saving money, and then, of course, we want to make it effortless and seamless for everybody to make that decision. So whether that's making it more financially feasible, making services more available, we'll come to your house. Again, we'll make sure that we're very present in the community and make sure that everybody gets the education and attention that they're looking for. And of course, as long as we can make it easy for you, that just makes it easier for everybody. And so I'm going to focus about our residential programs. This is going to be for folks who have natural gas and electric service from Xcel, or just Xcel electric service as well. Let's see, is that okay? So one of our first programs, this is really kind of our bread and butter. This is where you can just call in, really take care of the low-hanging fruit. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. We have a Home Energy Squad, Home Energy Squad Plus, and we make these affordable through the Public Utilities Commission. There's a upfront rebate, so a lot of these two services, one's going to be, actually we'll get to the pricing in a second, but we'll cut prices by 60%, make this affordable for you guys. And again, for qualifying residents, must be on a residential electric or natural gas rate or a combination of both. If you just have electric and natural gas service, you are also eligible, but you might be limited in the measures that we can install through our free direct installation. And I'll dive into that a little bit more here too. And of course, any questions, feel free to let me know and we'll hang around afterwards and make sure everyone gets their questions answered. So the Home Energy Squad visit, it's valued at $200, but you get it for $50. And for this, we'll send one of our expert technicians out to your house at a time that's convenient for you, and we'll install LED light bulbs. This is perfect for anyone who hasn't really taken these measures quite yet. So if you still have incandescent bulbs, high flow rate aerators, shower heads, poor weather stripping, we can come in and we'll do this all for that $50 value right there. And then afterwards, we'll also have free energy advising services that I'm going to dive into a little bit more. But this is always a great place to start. This really gets the low-hanging fruit out of the way and then kind of starts thinking about what other efficiency improvements you can make. And then you could even opt for a Home Energy Squad Plus visit, which includes all of those in the standard squad visit, but you also get a free, you get an energy audit as well. Infrared, blower door test, and combustion safety test, carbon monoxide check. And so this is valued a little bit higher, but this gets you a little bit closer to understanding exactly what additional efficiency improvements you can make at your home to save more money, cut down on your electricity bills, become more comfortable. And again, we want to make sure this is all done at a time that's convenient for you, so our techs are very easy to schedule with, and we have a great call center as well, and they'll help you through the whole way, step by step. And then we also offer refrigerator recycling as well. So if you have any old refrigerators or freezers, we will come by and pick them up for free and then pay you $50 for doing it. And I know a big concern is always, how are these being recycled on the back end of things? And we work through ARCA recycling, and so they take responsible measures to make sure it's properly demanufactured, all parts go where they need to be. And this is a great program, so if you have any old freezers, refrigerators hanging out at home that you're looking to replace, all you have to do is plug it in at the time that our pickup team comes by to make sure that it's working, and then we'll haul it all off, give you 2 free LED light bulbs, and then within 4 weeks you're also going to get a $50 check. So this is a great mechanism to making sure that you're disposing of that equipment responsibly, effectively, and then also gets you looking at what more efficient products are on the line if you're looking to make those replacements. Another program that we offer residents, this is also a great place to start. I recommend this service for anyone who's like, I already have LED bulbs, I have low flow aerators and shower heads in my home, what else can I do? So we offer 3 different audits. They kind of range in values, but Xcel will rebate them up to 60% of the value, about 2/3 of the cost. And so one of our standard audits is just this $100 one, and that's a thorough inspection of the exterior of the home, checking the insulation quality and the levels that you have in there, making sure you're not having any unnecessary heat loss. The next one is a standard audit with the blower door test, and this is the same as the standard audit, but includes the blower door test. So we'll test for air leakage, stripping, make sure that all your windows are sealed, and that's a huge area too. If you're you have air leakage, then you're losing a lot of energy. It's a great way to figure out exactly where you stand on that. And then furthermore, if you're a natural gas customer or if you're an electric only customer and have electric space heating, we can do an infrared test, and that way we can see behind drywall, other areas of the home, and see exactly how your home's holding heat and how it's performing in that regard as well. And then again, for folks that qualify, you must receive either natural gas and electric combo service, or if you are an electric only customer, again, have electric space heating. Otherwise, and that's specifically for the infrared test. Otherwise, for the standard audit, standard blower door test, you can be a combo or electric only. And then For the home energy audit as well, we have a whole qualified contractor list of folks who can perform the audit that we work with hand in hand. Because on the back end of this, you're going to get an audit report based on all of our findings while we're on site, and then we're going to offer a free energy advising service. There we go. Awesome. So this is available to anyone who's an Xcel customer and wants to participate in the program. We have a great team of energy advisors that will sit down with you, go through your report line by line, and help prioritize next steps you can take to become more efficient, and also guide you to contractors, help you with the cost-effective analysis, making sure that you guys are really looking at apples-to-apples comparisons if you guys are looking at projects. And we offer unbiased advice throughout the entire way. And of course, if you haven't had an energy audit yet, we might not really know exactly what's going on in your home. So then we can also help schedule that energy audit as well, and then review the steps there and after. Another program, this is really tailored for folks who say, okay, I've got 4 or 5 areas in my home that I know I need to make large improvements on. We have our Home Performance with Energy Star program, and so this all begins with that energy audit as well. We'll identify those areas that, whether it's low-hanging fruit, maybe a more complex system in the house, but we'll help prioritize the steps you need to take to become more energy efficient and really decrease your energy bills and help the environment as well. And so from there, we'll also help with selecting contractors for the projects and the scope of work that we've maybe identified, and make sure that everything is installed correctly, make sure it's successful, and that everyone's happy there. And then afterwards, once the contractor verifies a successful installation, we'll go back to the energy advisors and we'll process all incentive paperwork, all rebate paperwork, and make sure that you get the money back, helping it become more financially affordable, and again, just making that ease of decision making that much easier, to make these improvements at home. And so the other requirement, it follows with Home Energy Star, you must be electric or natural gas a customer, or electric only with space heating. But then within 2 years, you also must complete 3 of the projects, and then you actually receive an extra 10% off and a rebate. So after you knock off project 1, 2, 3, on top of the rebates that you're getting for each installation, you'll also get a bundled 10% back. So it's really great for folks who want to group those projects together. And then the multifamily buildings program, this is the program that I lead, and this is actually a crossover too. This is a great program for any property managers, owners, even concerned residents. We work with HOAs all the time. This program differs a little bit, that for the previous programs that I mentioned, you must be in either single family dwelling or in a townhouse that's either 4 units or less. But then we have the multifamily buildings program. So if you have 5 units or more, if you're in an HOA, apartment complex, condo complex, you're eligible. And this is a great program because it benefits the property at a property level. And so they'll be on a commercial rate, obviously. And so it's a great buy-in for them to help with tenant retention, energy savings, marketing, but then also it trickles down to the individual units and residents therein. And so that's a huge decrease in energy savings, and also just promoting awareness and kind of driving the mission through the community. So I really enjoy working this program a lot, and want to make sure that it's available and everyone's knowledgeable of what's out there. And again, that qualification is a little bit different, but it's great for residents. So if any of you are in a condo complex or HOA, let your management know, and we can provide a contact information. We'll provide a free energy assessment of the entire building, and also provide a free direct installation of LED light bulbs, aerators to each unit. And then we can also work with the property at a property level for outdoor lighting, HVAC improvements, new boilers, a lot of the building envelope measures that maybe aren't so easily taken care of without community involvement. So I really enjoy being part of all these residential programs, and I want everyone to know that there is something available to everybody, whether it's a first step or a fifth step. We can assist with any stage of the program and help make improvements and make sure that you guys are living comfortably and affordably. I'm going to hand it off to Oliver here.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Brian. Can everyone hear me? All right, perfect. So, yeah, in the same way that residential programs have energy efficiency opportunities and potential to make upgrades and things like that, we also have the same thing for our business customers. So, can I just get a raise of hands? How many business owners do we have in the room today? Excellent. And how many building owners, just out of curiosity? Excellent. All right, we got one wearing the bright shirt. So what these programs do, it's a very similar process to some of the residential programs. Essentially, we have an audit program, and then we will drill down into kind of the more specifics that you can get out of that. So I'll start with our holistic program, which is our ASHRAE Level 1 Energy Analysis. So what this is a high-level overview of all the primary drivers of energy in your building. So we'll send our engineers in to look at your systems, building systems such as lighting, HVAC, hot water heaters, pumps, motors, compressors, refrigeration equipment, and it's all designed to give you a good idea and help you identify low and no cost energy efficiency opportunities and upgrades that you can make to your building specifically to save energy. So not only do you get the on-site assessment, but then you also get a report at the end of 10 to 15 pages that details on a line-by-line basis kind of all the opportunities that we've identified on site, as well as a business case for making that upgrade in each case. So it'll kind of give you estimated ROIs, payback, things like that, so that you have a better idea of how, from a business point of view, that would make sense to do. So who qualifies for this? Any Xcel business customers, so gas or electric, can qualify for this. Any business premise that's under 50,000 square feet qualifies for a free audit. So, why not do it in that case a lot of times? Anyone who's above 50,000 square feet, there are kind of a tiered pricing structure, but the value of the audit itself is about $2,700, so well worth it in this case. Basically, what the audit is designed to do is help identify electric and natural gas conservation opportunities, as well as energy use trends. So looking at your use over time, whether you use more energy in the summer or winter, and how you might be able to change those kind of trends to lower those bills over time. And then obviously the primary drivers of energy. So whether it's your lighting or your gas that's kind of causing you the biggest pricing on your I'm gonna grab some water here.
On your bill. Oh yeah.
Can I get you some water? I'm good right now.
Oh, yeah, I always get a little dry too.
You also are able to prioritize energy efficiency projects. So deciding based on the projects that we identify which one makes most sense for your business, and then it also allows you to plan for future capital improvement projects and compare yourself across buildings. So we provide an Energy Star benchmark score, which is basically kind of a ranking that allows you to know, compared with other comparable buildings, how you compare with similar comps. It's obviously going to help you save energy, money, and headaches, and then we provide assistance all along the way. So starting with the assessment, going over the report with you, making sure you understand and know the value of the opportunities that we identify, and then connecting you with the resources on the back end, whether that's for refrigeration, lighting, HVAC, so that you can make the upgrades and see those savings happen. So if you are interested in this is our program contact for this particular program, or I can always give you this information after the presentation. So now we'll dive down into a little bit more of the specific programs. So this is our commercial refrigeration program. So in a very similar vein, we do commercial refrigeration specific audits. So this is best targeted for usually large grocery store chains, convenience stores, liquor stores, restaurants. We also do refrigerated warehouses or small grocery stores. So kind of a wide variety of clientele there, but in order to qualify, you must be a Xcel electric and gas customer. And basically what this is designed to do is to incentivize small business owners to reduce their energy use by offering equipment rebates and complementary energy-saving products, which we can install on the spot.
Be a little finicky.
There we go. So like I said, we do a free on-site assessment specific for refrigeration, and then we can connect you to trade partners that can help you perform upgrades. We identify the opportunities within your facility and match you to the rebates that are available, and I'll go into those in just a second. So if you are interested in this, we have a direct install program as well, which provides faucet aerators, pre-rinse spray valves, LEDs for walk-in coolers and freezers, and coil cleaning brushes for cleaning your refrigeration coils. And then we also provide both prescriptive and custom rebates for the measures. I'll talk about those. So in terms of the prescriptive rebates available, we have anti-sweat heater controls, which are for refrigeration cases, evaporator fan motors that can have electronically commutated motors installed that reduce the energy usage of the fans. We have open deck case lighting, as well as direct or demand controlled kitchen ventilation and commercial dishwashers. So these are all kind of examples at a high level of measures that are eligible for prescriptive rebates. That's just the standard rebate that you get for upgrading these measures. And then anything that would fall outside of this realm would qualify for custom rebates. And here's the program contact for that if people are interested.
Contact information afterwards.
And then in the same vein, we also have the lighting program, which is the program that I run. So again, same gist. We have a lighting assessment that we can do. We identify in your building all the potential measures that, or all the potential lighting that qualifies for rebates. We'll give you a breakdown and a lighting assessment report that will tell you exactly how much you can qualify for in terms of saving for rebates. And then we'll connect you with trade partners to help you implement the projects and then assist you on the back end with all the rebates. Again, you must be a medium or small business customer with a peak demand of under 400 kW. If that's not something you know, that's definitely something we can help you identify. And we do provide, again, the direct install here, so screw in light bulbs and aerators for free. And we can provide rebate assistance for prescriptive and custom rebates to help get you the maximum amount of money to offset the cost of the project. And then I'll talk just briefly about the instant rebate program, which is specifically the program that I run. So if you do have lighting in your building that you wish to upgrade, you can go to one of our many qualified distributors and actually just give them your business address. And if you're an Xcel customer, you can get a point of sale rebate from our qualifying distributors. And so what that looks like is they will actually issue that point of sale on your invoice, and they will be rebated on the back end through Xcel Energy. So there's no waiting for rebates. There's no filling out applications, anything like that. It's just a point of sale rebate directly from our qualifying distributors. So it's a pretty easy process, pretty seamless, things like that. So with that, I will wrap it up, and we'll open up for questions.
Oh, awesome. How about whoever has the microphone? Oh, awesome. Cool.
What is the connection with the city of Centennial and Wyatt and Energy Partners with the work that you do?
Yep. So we're also part of this network called Partners in Energy that Xcel Energy and another group called Brendel Group is organized. And so City of Centennial is part of that, along with other cities up and down the Front Range, even up into Summit County, predominantly in Xcel Energy territory. And so whenever they call on us for an event, we want to make sure that we're able to provide education awareness, especially for Xcel Energy customers. So specifically here, any residents that may not have been aware of the program, we go out and present to different cities and let people know it's available.
I have one other question.
Of course.
Do you have any cooperative arrangements with like IREA, or so for people that have electric from IREA and gas from Xcel?
So in our office, we do also operate a couple other programs. I don't know if we have any programs going with IREA right now, but I know that we also have programs with Colorado Natural Gas and Black Hills as well. I've worked with IREA when I was back in solar, and I haven't unfortunately worked with them since. But right now, our programs are specifically tailored for Xcel Energy. And as we mentioned before, we do work for another company called Clear Result, but we're hired by Xcel to implement these programs. So we're working hand in hand with them every day. And I will follow up to make sure. We have a Boulder office too. I don't think we have anything with IREA, but hopefully we have something in the works. Because we also work with PRPA, the Platte River Power Authority up north as well. And so our reach is definitely expanding, especially here in Colorado. And that's part of the reason that Xcel tapped on us to run the program, so we can keep everything in house. And as soon as we become available in those other areas, then we'll definitely let you know.
Could you talk about the real benefits or the cost payoff, especially to residential customers? I mean, here you're talking about, hey, you can add another $150 to your expenses right now, and we will tell you how much more you can spend in order potentially, maybe, to save some money. Does anybody actually save money by going through all this pain? And while we're talking about pain, how much time does it take for a resident to have your team come in and disrupt their lives? I'm being as offensive as possible so that you guys can give us a good, strong sales pitch.
These are the good questions. I like this guy.
I'll let you take that one.
I like this guy a lot. All right, so you definitely bring up some good points on that, because you have to kind of spend money to save money here. And so on the front end, we're going to try to make that as easy for you as possible by providing those rebates. But let's say you have an air conditioner that you guys installed in 1985. That might have an efficiency of like 70%. What's out there on the market now can be 90 and above, about 90 to 95. And so you're going to see that on your bills too. So that's a savings every single month. So even if you're spending money on a front end, your ROI is going to increase there just because you're saving monies on your bill as well. And with utility rates, we're pretty lucky here in Colorado. I know with Xcel you pay about, give or take 10 cents per kilowatt hour. When I used to work with companies up in the Northeast, they were paying about 26 cents per kilowatt hour. They were paying bills that look like my rent check. And so here in Colorado, it's very volatile. We don't really know, especially with development, people moving in, where this utility rate's going to go. It's not going to skyrocket immediately, but it will creep up. So over time, as that creeps up, you're going to be saving money month to month on those bills and hit that ROI. And again, if we can help make those improvements, make that seamless for you as far as installations, commissioning, and again, rebating, that's how we'll decrease that cost up on the front end. And then, of course, we're very cheery, smiley when we come disrupt your lives as well, so we'll make that as painless for you as possible. Right now, it's about a 10 to 12 day period for scheduling the home energy assessment to when we get out there. And again, of course, we'll do that at a time that's convenient for you. So if that means 14 days out, but it's at 2 p.m. when you guys are at home, then awesome, we'll do that. And again, we just want to make sure that it's comfortable for you guys, and hopefully we're not disrupting too many lives.
I can also take a little bit of that. So my wife and I just bought our first home in Denver, and the home energy squad audit is $50. And so for a lot of us, I think, time is also money. And so for $50, I know that it's going to cost me more to get out my ladder, go to each place in my house, screw in all my light bulbs, screw them out, change my weather stripping, change my faucet aerators. That's going to cost me a lot more in my time than $50. So that's definitely, a good value add, in my opinion. It's someone else is going to come in, they're going to do that, they're going to do it correctly, they're going to, be nice about it, they're going to do it on my schedule, and it's not going to, have my Saturday knocking everything off my honey-do list. So that's another nice benefit of it.
Yes, ma'am.
So since this guy did such a great job skewering Xcel Energy, I would just like to share a little love with you guys and say thank you so much for the community support that Xcel Energy always demonstrates. You guys, once again this year, are corporate sponsors for our State of the City event, and you've done that, I believe, every year for the past 16 years. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
I think we have, yeah, yes, sir.
Do you know if the city of Centennial has done the long-range planning for the sustainability and long-range energy plan that is actually over above you all? Because it trickles down from the Brendel Group to you all, I believe, to do the individual homeowners.
Right. So we were instructed to direct those questions back to Wyatt and the Energy Action Plan on the website. Unfortunately, Wyatt's not here to speak to those, but otherwise we'll let him know that definitely came up. But yeah, the Energy Action Plan should include all that information online.
And the only reason I'm asking is I'm leading a team right now for a development that's out by Chatfield. We have 12,000 homes, but we only have 500 built at this moment. And we're trying to get to a net zero 2026, and we're working with the Brendel Group and Xcel to get to that, but it's through their planning process that we're doing it. So I assume you all come in afterwards at some point and talk to our residents.
Oh yeah, and we absolutely can. So I mean, once that development is up and going, are you in the new construction design assistance or one of those programs, or a different one ran specifically?
I lead this plan for the Sterling Ranch development, which is 12,000 homes and 2 million square feet of commercial. That's not built yet.
Okay. And I know, so Xcel does have an energy design assistance too, so as long as it's being developed, they'll make sure that they take the steps to build that ground up and make sure it's efficient and a strong foundation, you know, from year 1 to year 5, and that it's an efficient community.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the process now. We're working with Xcel and Brendel. We have about a 6-month plan that we're going through. So.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Then once that's built and occupied, give us a call, and you know, yeah, we'll come knock on some doors. Oh, yes, sir.
So I'm actually not as offensively oriented as I made it sound.
No, that was good.
Our family actually did an energy audit probably 15 or 20 years ago. And so a follow-up question then, it was worth it for us at that time, and I was pleased to do that. Is it possible 15 to 20 years on that what was done back then should be reevaluated today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so our home energy audits, you're eligible for one every 2 years, and I highly encourage you to, you know, stay on that pace as well. With the technological advances and all the findings that we have for home performance, building performance, you might learn something new every year, and so we can provide these rebatable services at, once every 2 years. But of course, if you want to get an audit every year, great, but we can only rebate it once every 2 years. But I definitely encourage you, you know, 15, 20 years is a pretty long time. There have been a lot of advances in that time, and just the way the utility interacts with the community as well. So there's probably a lot more services that we can offer, and consultative services and technical services.
And then apparently I'm the only one who actually owns a building, commercial building, but for people who are business owners who don't own and who are mere renters, I understand, okay, yeah, we could change our light bulbs, but are some of these other energy audit aspects worthwhile for a business owner who is merely a renter leaser rather than a building owner? Can they get some of these services other than the add-ons? But
I'll take on like multifamily, then you want to hop in there?
Sure.
So I'll take that from like my perspective with the multifamily complexes. So we do get mixed-use buildings, so it'll be retail on bottom, apartments, condos on top. And so when I work with these property ownership and management groups, a big selling point is tenant retention, especially the development that's going on in Colorado right now. People have options, so if they want to get nitpicky about where they want to run their business out of or where they want to live, you know, they might go line by line. And if they see, hey, this is a very energy conscious owner, this is a landlord that I'm going to work well with, he's making advances, he or she's making advances in this industry, you know, I might be 5 more times inclined to rent that space. And then Oliver can probably piggyback that off that a little bit.
And you know, one of the things that we often deal with is, you know, who's paying the energy bill. So if the tenant is the one paying the energy bill, they're going to be the one incentivized to make some of those upgrades because they're going to see the one benefiting. They're going to be the one benefiting from that. Whereas a lot of times it is a lot more difficult to, you know, do it from the owner perspective if the tenant's the one paying the energy bill. However, again, going back to Brian's point, if you're looking at the overall kind of net worth of the building, things like that, these kinds of energy efficiency improvements definitely make your building a more valuable building when you go to resell it, when you go to try and get a new tenant in there. You can usually bring in kind of a higher level tenant because you have a nicer facility with new LED lights or more energy efficient kind of
building envelope measures, building
so.
Performance. Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am? Oh, sorry.
I want to go back to the residential side. So when you guys come into the audits, like homes, right? Is it not just about new gadgets, but also teaching? I mean, there's a lot of myths about where to set your thermostat to be most efficient. Your rooms, like you have cold rooms, how to deal with that. Like weather stripping can do so much, but just making us smarter about. I feel like there's a lot of myths on how to manage a house, like water heater, all of that, and just dispelling that so that we can actually be smart.
Absolutely, and so a big, platform of this program. When I spoke about, our 6 residential programs, a key importance of that is that free energy advising service, and so that's available to you whether you've started the program, if you've been audited before, or if you've already performed a service. But our energy advisor will help take you through each step of the process. So once we do that energy audit, we'll identify exactly how your building's performing, and we'll identify the areas that can use the most improvement or could be most easily improved. And then we'll kind of prioritize with you too. So like, what are your needs and goals right now? Are we doing a full building envelope measure? What are the steps we can take to make sure that's done quickly, effectively, and easily? Because if that's the most important thing to you right now, then we're going to want to attack that first. And then we can get more finite with some of the appliances. And so it really kind of comes from 2 ends of the spectrum. It's the folks who already have a list of projects that they want to undertake, and it's just a matter of making it happen. Others are far more exploratory, and that's when we get to offer our consultative services. We'll sit down, for maybe 3 or 4 30-minute meetings and, run all the options by you, and then we can go out over the interactive effects. Like, okay, do I need to do, more air sealing if I upgrade my water heater, or if I do more air sealing, can I hold off on upgrading my water heater? We can kind of take a look at how that balances out and make sure that it makes sense for you. And again, we do that on the business side as well, but definitely our residential, our bread and butter, we want to provide that services to our residential customers. And so we'll take it step by step, unbiased opinions, and just make sure that we're really giving you the straight scoop on everything. And then we can help prioritize projects and take action on it, and then again, make sure that you get money back for it. Of course.
All right, gentlemen. Well,
and then did you have a follow-up?
Was there another?
I saw your hand
We
go
can
up
take it
for a
offline too.
second. We'll hang out for a bit, and any other questions that come up, I'm happy to answer. And again, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you all very much for your
awesome.
time.
Well, thank you too for coming. A few things, you're not finished yet. First
Okay.
of all, presenting with you. So the Rotary Club of Centennial, we support a local library in elementary school, Field Elementary. And so it says Wyatt, but it's for everybody who's come as well.
Great.
We put this book plate in there, so this is an example of what we put into one of the books that we provide, so that every time a little girl, a little boy is reading, they'll see that someone came from your organization and provided us with an amazing presentation and speech. So
that's very cool.
So,
awesome.
So that's for Wyatt, but if I remember, I will get both of you one as well.
Great.
So,
We'll proudly accept on behalf of it.
perfect. And then we also have a drawing. So we do have a lottery license, just so you know. It is legally legal. So we need you to draw one ticket, and whoever wins gets, it's still $10, I think. Yeah, $10 for lunch, and then we have a blue marble that they try to draw to get our pot, which is, I think, over $600 now.
Ooh, 203.
Did I get my name in there?
No.
203.
203.
203.
203. All right, good. All right. So he's going to come up and draw. You guys can go ahead and sit down.
All right.
Thank you again very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Let's see evidence.
Come on, Ken. Oh, so close. Well, if you could all stand for the four-way test for all we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and beneficial? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Happy Tuesday, everyone.